international migration, governance, and sustainable development in sub-Saharan Africa. In pursuance of the theme and sub-themes, participants were exposed to presentation by a diverse array of resource persons, including but not limited to academics, technocrats, chief executive of MDA, state governors, traditional ruler, etc., who examined the variables of the theme. In furtherance of the pursuit, the state auditor component of the program was executed in Ekiti, Ebonyi, Niger, and Niger State, and Jigawa State. In this state, the governance framework and security challenges were examined with special emphasis on the theme and the sub-themes. The foreign study tour segment featured trips to Sweden, Belgium, Netherlands, and of course, Italy. This afforded participants the opportunity to study the various measures put in place in this country to overcome their unique security challenges. The diverse and enduring lessons learned in the course of this program have been articulated during the special executive brief presented on the 24th of October 2019 to the DGSS at the DSS headquarters. I therefore use this opportunity to enjoin the graduates to also bring this lesson to bear in their performance of responsibilities as strategic top-level policymakers and executors in their various home agencies. EMC participants have severally been described as the lucky set. This is because the Institute recorded a number of firsts during the program. For example, the program is the first to record a foreign component because among the graduates today, we have an international participant of Ghana, Maxwell Niashi Jani. Please stand up to be recognized. Thank you. Secondly, it was during their time that the National Institute for Security Studies Establishment Act was signed into law by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Another first for the Institute is the successful conversion of the Institute's Distinguished Persons Lecture Series into publications. The publication, among others, are on sale right now. Furthermore, as you must have noticed, I started the course as the director of ISS, but I'm closing it today as the Commandant National Institute. For this and more, we owe gratitude to the Almighty God. We also owe gratitude to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the upgrade. Also, we are grateful to members of the National Assembly for their quick passage of the bill, especially the leadership of the National Assembly, Senator Ahmed Lawan, ably represented by Dr. Ibrahim Gobi, a very high-ranking senator from the Red Chamber, who is also here to grace the graduation ceremony on his behalf. Thank you, sir. We owe a high debt of gratitude and appreciation to our dear father. That's the only person that I know has been doing well in recent times. He's no other person than DGSS. Who has been very supportive, committed to the development and welfare of National Institute personnel in particular, and the NISS community in general. I thank you. Mr. Chairman and Royal Father of the DGSS, I therefore assure you that the graduating participants have received the best of training and exposure comparable to what is obtained in similar institutions worldwide. We are therefore confident as they go back, they will contribute optimally towards achieving organizational goals set in their various agencies, services, and organizations. On that note, sir, permit me to present the graduates who are seated in this hall, 63 of them, for the award of Fellow Security Institute. As I ask the graduating participants of EIMC 12 to stand up and raise their right hand for the oath. I hope we are ready. See, DGC, I have been bestowed with the honor to do this afternoon with the permission of the DGSS. I admit all of you. No, before that, please, oath of induction. 1. Thank you. With the permission of the DGSS, I admit you all into the fellowship of the Institute for Security Studies and hereby award you Fellow of Security Institute. You may now exchange pleasantry with each other, but be careful not to exchange pleasantry with Sikemi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Commandant National Institute. I think these graduates deserve another round of applause. It has been 9 solid months of hard work, sleepless nights. Congratulations once again, deserving graduates. Thank you, thank you. If you're done with your pleasantries, please you may take your seats. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, behind this success story you see today, there are men and women who worked tirelessly to train these officers. Permit me, therefore, to introduce to you some of the officers of the management staff of the National Institute and faculty members. Leading the faculty, of course, is the Commandant of the National Institute, the Mujian Gwandu himself. Please, a round of applause for him. He was with the participants daily. He ate with them, felt their pain, went everywhere with them. He was a true leader. He is ably assisted by Dr. A. M. Wali, FSI, the Director of Studies. The Director of Administration is another assistant to the Commandant. She is Mrs. Ngozi Onyemuchara, FSI. Well done, ma'am. We also have the Director of Technical Service, Mr. Andrew Iyoka, FSI. Besides these, ladies and gentlemen, we have seated in front of the graduates members of faculty of the National Institute for Security Studies. Amongst them, we have erudite professors of great repute, very senior directing staff, and research fellows. Please, sirs, kindly rise for recognition. A round of applause for them, please. Thank you very much. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege to most respectfully invite the Director General, Department of State Services, Alhaji Yusuf Magaji Bichi, Fellow, War College, for his address. DG, sir.
Thank you very much. The chairman of this occasion, the president of the Senate, ably represented by the chairman of my committee or committee, that is the Security and Intelligence Committee, Dr. Gobir, the royal fathers, including my emir from BC, the representative of the United States Governor, the Minister of FCT, ably represented, the service chiefs, and heads of other paramilitary organizations, heads of agencies, and other distinguished guests, and my special guest, General Agwai, who needs no introduction. The directors of the national headquarters, members of the diplomatic corps, the graduates and your spouses, other guests, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank the Almighty Allah for giving us the opportunity to witness this occasion today. Also, may I register my gratitude to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, for assenting to the bill that turned this institution to a national institution and by implication setting the pace for the historical development of this institution. I also want to register my appreciation to the Senate President, who you are told was, at the time he was the leader of the Senate, he moved, or he was instrumental to passing of this bill that saw the renaming of this institution to a national institution or institute. My appreciation also goes to his colleagues in the Senate and counterparts in the House of Reps. Ironically, the two of them, they are the Speaker and the Senate President, they are all leaders. When we met or we approached them on the need for this institution to be recognized as a national institute. My chairman of the House of Reps, who is the chairman of the Security and Intelligence Committee, Lanjuma Shidi, representing the chairman, is our own. He is part and parcel of the SSS. And today, He has been here, and he has been supportive in filing the case of the service at the House of Reps. He is a two-time member of the House of Reps. In the same vein, may I express my gratitude to my royal father, my emir, and a father, somebody, the lineage of that family we cherished. In Kano, any time you mention Kano, that lineage will still be with them. And his father too is a father, is a grandfather. He superintended the affairs of Kano very well, and that is why up to today we give him that recognition. May God bless his soul, and may God increase the height of that institute in Kano. May God bless our emirate councils. May I also mention those that contributed greatly to the development of this institute, especially our former DG, or DGs, Mr. Gazama. Mr. Ita was the first director here, and then other directors, including Mr. Saifa, Odugbemi, Mr. Kale, and so on. They have contributed immensely to the development of this institute, and we are very grateful. To the course participants, I congratulate you for coming here and having passed through our institute. I'm sure the institute must have passed through your brains also. We are very proud of you, and my advice is the sky is the limit. But you should know one thing, that having succeeded in this course, in human life, there are two challenges. Challenges of success and challenges of maintaining that success. As you go back to your places of work, the expectations from your management are always very high. And you have to give a very good account of yourselves. You came, you saw, and you have conquered. And that is why you are a fellow of this institute. You should know that the action agencies are eager or waiting for your input in driving their operations, whether at ministerial level or operational level as security and law enforcement agencies. I wish you success. On the theme of this course, which the commandant has already mentioned, we decided to choose that theme, and God willing, the recent closure of our borders attest to what we intend to achieve. Despite the criticisms. The closure of our borders so far have succeeded in checkmating not only smuggle of goods that are illegally brought into this country, but even firearms, and then checkmating the movement of people that are likely to undermine the security of this country. So we commended all the participants in this operation, and we commended the CNC for approving that initiative. Thank you, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you that what we witness today is part of knowledge. And like the former president of India said, knowledge is the emerging currency of the world in the present century. Without knowledge, you can't do anything. And that knowledge is referring to intelligence. You have to utilize intelligence in all your human endeavor, even in social life. You want to marry, you don't just go into the market without knowing who your spouse is. You want to go into operations, you don't just go into that operation carrying your people into a known destination without assessing the situation very well. Knowledge is what we pursue here. Without knowledge, you can't do anything. Sorry, excuse me. It is with knowledge that you can be able to develop. It is with knowledge you can achieve the sayings of McNamara, that security is nothing but development. That development will only come through knowledge. The knowledge you acquired, you have to put it into practice. And what we have here is proactiveness. Some people used to assess security and law enforcement agencies based on arrest. But as we said in the security parlance, arrest is not the end of anything you do to stabilize a situation. Your effectiveness or the effectiveness of any security and law enforcement agencies is the ability to stabilize a situation. You can arrest thousands of people, hundreds of them. If you are not able to stabilize that situation, that effectiveness is not in you. And this is what this institute emphasizes on: effectiveness, knowledge, and commitment, loyalty. This is what Sun Tzu said: if you fight and win a war, it's not an excellence of skills. You fight and win a war when you subdue your opponent without a fight. That is the skills of fighting. You fight, you win. It's not an excellence of skills. But you subdue your opponent through knowledge, through number 6. That's the excellence of skills. And that is what we always emphasize. In the SSS, we are turning a new leaf. Our operations must be intelligence-driven. You don't have to see us, but you can hear of us. If you look at me, I'm very conservative. But I always said, we are supposed to be heard, not seen. But by seeing me here, maybe that's the opportunity you have. Distinguished graduates, I will assure you that on part of our service and the management, we are going to do everything possible to develop this institute. We have started with the development of the infrastructure and then the quality of the members of the faculty. I commend you because what you see today is the product of what they gave the society. I was a witness to their presentation, and I commended them for that. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely appreciate you for giving that round of applause to the anchors. Please kindly give a deserving round of applause to the Director General, State Services. Thank you. Chairman, sir, kindly permit me to take these few recognitions. Alam Jibrin Agora is the representative of Executive Secretary, Petroleum Equalization Management Fund Third on this occasion. We also have in our midst Professor Abdurrashid Naala, Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja. Pharmacist F.M. Tatama, FSI, is the representative of the Director General, NAFDAC. Mrs. Fatima Kasim, FSI, is the representative of the Director General, NEMA. We also have in our midst Ambassador Nelson Oshega, Uganda High Commission to Nigeria, with concurrent accreditation to 12 West African countries. Also in our midst is Ambassador Chinkaye and Ambassador Dongoyaro. They are erudite scholars that imparted knowledge on this set of graduates. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now my privilege, honor, to invite the chairman of today's occasion, distinguished Senator Ahmad Lawan, President of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Senator Ibrahim Gobir, Senate Committee Chairman on National Security and Intelligence, for his remarks. The chairman, sir.
Distinguished senators that are here today, members of the National Assembly that are here, the representative of the Honorable Minister of FCT, the DG of SSS, Royal Father of the Day, the Emir of Bichi, representatives of the service chiefs, representatives and the heads of service agencies in the country, distinguished invited guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum.
Unfortunately, the President of the Senate has traveled, and because of that, he said I should represent him as the Chairman on National Security and Intelligence. But I think it's the same thing. So I will start with the speech of the President himself. I am pleased to be here on this important event of your graduation ceremony. The graduation of an executive intelligence group like yours is a valuable addition to the security skills development in our challenging time. The times are truly challenging, with worrisome cases of kidnapping, terrorism, and banditry, and the farmer-herders clashes, among others. These require to improve our skills because of the changing strategies of criminals. We have severally made the point that crime is dynamic. It is dynamic in the sense that the criminals are changing tactics every now and then, day by day. And therefore, we have to be much, much more sophisticated than them to be able to catch them. The contest of criminality keeps moving in form and in substance. With this understanding, agencies are not only supposed to be alert, but to always be a step ahead of the criminals. To be ahead of a criminal implies an improved knowledge of situation, tactics, and stratagems of the lawbreakers. The improvement comes merely through courses like this one that you have had. The fact that it is also happening at the senior levels is also a delight. This is because of the better opportunity to influence processes and the procedures towards ensuring security. I therefore congratulate you all on all scores and am truly happy to be a part of this occasion. I also need to emphasize that your training is a national call to duty. It is a call in the sense of the expected good governance from you to ensure peace, growth, and development of our nation. We cannot overstate the importance of security in national development. Security is crucial to good governance. Lack of security creates problems for planning, just as it prevents smooth economic activity. Where politics and economics are not possible, growth and development becomes difficult. The personal responsibility for ensuring peace are therefore central to plans for social progress. I need you to take pride in this important role and be ready to excel in your duty posts. The course you have just concluded is supposed to improve your productivity and efficiency. With this training, you are likely to have grown or refreshed your skills and understanding and in dealing with threats. Your alertness and the level of attention to details is also predictably refreshed. Other than this, is that the course should have exposed you further to the importance of communication or information sharing in management of security. As officials in the management of security, your schedules are most times unpredictable because you can never predict what is going to happen. So you should be ready to act. To deal with it, you need some specific coping mechanisms centering on improving individual and social skills. I am confident that you have directly or indirectly been exposed to above issues during the course. What this also means is that we live a knowledge-driven life. In that circumstances, information, awareness, and education are important to our operational efficiency. Improving our knowledge, as we have now done, invariably helps our coping abilities. It should help our alertness and our intelligence. It should also help improve our confidence and our determination to do better. Doing better is not just good for the society as a whole, but also for the self. Your sense of fulfillment improves when you are productive, and there can be no better productivity than the one geared towards the satisfaction of the people or of a nation. I will therefore urge you to be steadfast, committed, and patriotic, not just for your personal growth and progress, but also in the noble quest of working for the people. With the obvious enthusiasm I have noticed around, I am assured that you are indeed set to go. I therefore wish you continuous success in your career and in the service to your fatherland. May God help us. Thank you.
I think the distinguished senator deserves a bigger round of applause. In the entourage of the royal father of the day, I have Alhaji Isiaku Umar Tofa, then Adalam Bichi. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to most respectfully invite the royal father of the day, His Highness Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, Emir of Bichi, to present his goodwill message. Your Royal Highness, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. The chairman of the occasion, ably represented, the DG, DSS, highly respected members of the high table, other distinguished members, graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be the royal father of the day at this graduation ceremony of the Executive Intelligence Management course. As we all know, the participants are drawn from the military, paramilitary, law enforcement agencies, security, intelligence, and other federal government agencies that are strategic to the security architecture of our dear nation. I enjoined all graduates to be of good behavior and use the knowledge acquired during the 9-month course in a positive way so as to move the country forward. There is also a need for the participants to have interagency cooperation to tackle all the security challenges facing the nation. I'm also aware that there is a non-Nigerian among the graduates. I urge the Institute to diversify in its admission policy so that we have more participants from neighboring countries who would put their heads together to the advantage of all the West Africa region. I also will call on all the graduates to be patriotic in all their doings and duties, to be good ambassadors of this institution, and to fear Allah in discharging their duties. May the Lord continue to guide and bless us. At this juncture, I would like to seize this opportunity to thank His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR and Commander-in-Chief, for appointing Malam Yusuf Magaji Bichi as DG State Service. Indeed, his appointment to this position is a reflection of his testimony, of his patriotism, wealth of experience, skill, intelligence gathering, research analysis, conflict management, general investigation, counterintelligence, and human resources management, just to mention a few. While we pray for Almighty Allah to grant the participants of this course wisdom, good health, human and material resources to excel in their assignments, we pray Almighty Allah will continue to guide this country and bless our leadership. We wish all who are here safe journey back to our respective destinations. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness. For that fatherly advice and speech, I think His Royal Highness deserves another round of applause. Thank you very much. The Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the high point of today's event, the presentation of certificates to graduates. On that note, permit me, sir, to most respectfully invite back to the stage the Director General State Services, Alhaji Yusuf Magaji Bichi, FWC, to please do us the honor, sir, of presenting the first batch of certificates. The DG, sir. Thank you, sir. As the DG steps forward, I will invite the graduates in alphabetical order according to their matriculation numbers to march forward and receive their certificates. Abdul Kadri Salman, Nigerian Correctional Service. Abdul Kadri is a gentleman officer. He was the treasurer of his syndicate, very hardworking. He contributed immensely to the work of EIMC 12. Please encourage him as he comes to get his certificate. Abdullahi Haruna Bala, Department of State Services. Haruna is an officer of the Department of State Services, a gentleman to the core. He was a peacemaker on the syndicate, contributed immensely. Please put your hands together for Abdullahi. Abi David Aselebi, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. Abi is another gentleman officer, a peacemaker, a team builder. He was the chairman of his syndicate in the first term, contributed immensely to the work in the syndicate. Congratulations, Abi. Please clap for him. Abibo Deiman Ruben, Nigeria Police Force. Another leader of his syndicate, gentleman, very intelligent, outspoken. He contributed immensely at plenary sessions. Please clap for him. Abubakar Sabo, Department of State Services. Abubakar was trustworthy, hardworking, and reliable. He was the financial secretary of his syndicate. He contributed also at syndicate level and plenary. Congratulations, Abubakar. Adagba James Atim, Department of State Services. Adagba was a vice chairman of the syndicate, Syndicate 1. During the first term, very hardworking and a gentleman. Please clap for him. It's not easy. Clap for him. Akin Kumi Oladipo Benedict, Department of State Services. Akin Kumi is another soft-spoken gentleman, hardworking, reliable. He did so much for his syndicate. Please encourage him with a round of applause. Akpa Virginia, Department of State Services. A delectable lady, Virginia Akpa, played roles. She was the deputy governor during the syndicate simulation exercises, and you need to see her. She was just great. Please encourage her. At this point, sir, we want to say thank you very much for your assistance. Please encourage my DG as he goes back to his seat. I also have the honor and privilege to invite for the next batch of presentation the chairman of today's occasion, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Gobril, Senate Committee Chairman on National Security and Intelligence. Thank you very much, sir. We have Alabi Olukemi Adepeju, Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. Alabi was the Deputy Monitor General. That's the head girl. Very gentle, peaceable person, very hardworking and intelligent. She was present at every syndicate discussion. Congratulations, madam. Please clap for her again. Aluko Usman Olayinka, Department of State Services. Aluko is a gentleman to the core, soft-spoken, but always present. You will always feel him wherever he is. He was the vice chairman, first term. Please clap for him as he collects his certificate. Ayeni Afolayan in Nigerian Immigration Service. another very hardworking officer, contributed so much. He's a team player, very visible during plenary sessions. He did so well. I can't hear you clapping, please. It was not easy. Ayimodu Jerry, Nigerian Navy. Jerry is one of the youngest officers in this batch of EIMC, but he was very, very visible. He was the secretary of his syndicate. Congratulations, Jerry. Please clap for him. Babanshani Umar Sanda, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Very trustworthy and reliable officer, I guess, because of his background and where he's coming from. He was the treasurer of his syndicate throughout the course. Please congratulate him. Baju Saidu Audu, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It was not easy. Please encourage them with a round of applause. 9 months, Baju was the secretary of his syndicate. Congratulations. Mr. Chairman, sir, thank you very much. We will now invite. Thank you very much, sir. Please, I think you can do better for the chairman. It's not easy. Thank you. Permit me, Mr. Chairman, to invite the royal father of the lady, Emir of Bichi. Okay, sorry about that. I have the honor to invite the Permanent Secretary, Special Services Office, Dr. Mrs. Amina Chamaki, to present the next batch of certificate. We were hoping she would present to the ladies. Thank you very much, ma. Okay. The next person is Chejne George, Department of State Services. Please, while collecting your certificate, face the camera. Dammaman Shaul Ebenezer, Nigerian Police Force. David Enoch Power, Department of State Services. Both were leaders, good leaders. Enoch David Power was the Monitor General, the head boy of this group. And I can tell you he did so well. He was able to unite the 63 participants, including the international students, and make everybody a friend. We are proud of you, David Enoch. Please, a round of applause for him. Diri Yusuf Usman, Nigerian Army. Very hard-working officer, distinguished himself during the course, contributed immensely to activities at the plenary and syndicate level. Congratulations, officer. Jani Maxwell Niashi, National Security Council Secretariat, Ghana. Maxwell, as you can see, is one of the youngest of this group. Yet he was very, you would never know he's not from Nigeria. He was very effective. I am sure from Syndicate 4 they have given him somebody to take home. Congratulations, Maxwell. Maxwell felt at home. He became one of us. Thank you very much, sir. Please clap for him, encourage him. It goes into the history book that Maxwell is the first international student of the National Institute for Security Studies. Congratulations. Duhu Mohammed Adamu, Petroleum Equalization Fund Management Board. I love that. Your people are here. He did very well during the course. Please clap for him. Trustworthy. He was the secretary of his syndicate. Edo Someone Otaze, National Emergency Management Agency. Edoso one is the elders, not elder. He was elders, all in one. Very active in his syndicate. Congratulations, Edoso one. On that note, thank you very much, Ma. I'll now hand over to Dr. Karim for the next batch of presentations. Dr. Karim.
The next graduate is Honorable Danjuma Shidi is to present the next set of certificates to the graduates. I now call on AK, Nigeria Correctional Service, to collect his certificate. The next person is Palola Muftar of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Next graduate is Makinde Aderonke Abigail. A round of applause. Makinde was the treasurer of Syndicate 3 in first and third time, and there's no record of misappropriation of funds. Next graduate is Gaya Yahusa Mohammed of Nigeria Customs Service. Gaya was in Syndicate 2, a gentleman officer, contribute immensely to the success of the activities in that syndicate. A round of applause for Guy. Next graduate is Gua Paul Ebenezer of the Federal Road Safety Corps. Paul Gua was in Syndicate 1, very hardworking and always present in all syndicate activities. Thank you very much, Honorable Shidi. You are very good. We give the Honorable a round of applause, please. The next set of certificates will be presented by the representative of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, E. Akasi Oha, Permanent Secretary, FCTA Administration. I now invite Daminabo Wilcox. Wilcox was chairman of Syndicate 3 in the third term and is the Plato and a great philosopher of the syndicate. The next graduate is Idike Vincent Igboke from the National Assembly. Vincent Igboke is a gentleman officer from the National Assembly, very hardworking. The next graduate is Ikenwewe Patrick Ogoshuku of the DSS. Patrick Ugochukwu was a member of the Executive Brief Drafting Committee and contributed immensely in that activities. Next graduate is Iluyomade Martins of NAB. Iluyomade Martins was in Syndicate 4 and was secretary of his syndicate, very hardworking. Next is La Stephen Swako of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. Dr. La also belonged to Syndicate 4 and he was the welfare officer of the syndicate. The next graduate is Mafiana Mary Shikaudili of Nigerian Immigration Service. Mary Mafiana was in Syndicate 1, very hardworking and very regular in all syndicate activities. Thank you very much, representative of the Honorable Minister of the FCT. A round of applause, please. I now invite General M.L. Aguai, former Chief of Army Staff, former Chief of Defense Staff, to present the next batch of certificates. The next graduate is Magayaku Ishaku of the Department of State Services. This is a gentleman officer, very hardworking. He was the financial secretary in first term and third term of EIMC 12 in Syndicate 3. And there was no report of misappropriation of fund. The next graduate is Mohammed Umar Bala of Nigerian Port Authority. Next, Mohammed Shehu Dalijan of Nigerian Police Force. He served his syndicate as vice chairman in Syndicate 4 and very regular on early morning exercise to Usman Dam. Next is Mohammed Babali Abdul Kadri of Nigerian Immigration Service. Mohammed Babali was a very hard-working officer and was the chairman of Syndicate 3 during the second term. Next person is Nekab Justin Bartholomew of Standards Organization of Nigeria. Last but not least in this batch is Nwashuku Patricia Meshi, Petroleum Transition Fund Management Board. Patricia is the lead. She leads all participants on jogging exercise to Usman Dam every morning. She was very hardworking, and she was the toast of all participants on EIMC 12. Thank you very much, sir. I now invite Major General Adebayo to present the next set of certificates.
Ode Julius Iko, Department of State Services, is the next graduate. Ode is another soft-spoken gentleman, quiet but very active. He also did a lot. Please a round of applause for him. Ojelade Steve Olufemi, Department of State Services. Ojelade was the first chairman of his syndicate, highly reliable, a team player, and a good leader. He worked so hard. Please clap for him. Okpeleko Baba Samuel, Department of State Services. It may interest you, Mr. Chairman, that the participants also had a Senate, and Okpeleko was the leader of opposition. Very vocal and hardworking. Congratulations. Olawuwo Fatai Adedokun, Department of State Services. Another soft-spoken gentleman, officer. He served Thank you very much. The next participant is Olum Babatunde Olukayode. We'll invite CG Umar to please kindly do us the honor of presenting the certificate. Thank you very much, sir. The fear of Olubo in the syndicate was the fear of God, because he could ask questions that would ruffle you. All participants respected him. He was very vocal. Please clap for him. Congratulations, officer. Olubuku Adebimpe Matthew, Department of State Services. Another gentleman officer, soft-spoken, but he will always make his point. Please clap for him. Olushola Victor Olapepo, a wonderful role player. He actually acted the part of an armed robber, and you need to see him. He did so well, very vocal, contributed a lot. Congratulations, sir. He was also the treasurer and welfare officer, to tell you how trustworthy he was. Ometo Godwin, Department of State Services. Ometo Godwin was the lead presenter during the executive brief, and he made the institute proud. He was also the chairman, Syndicate 1. Onyilo Mary Onyeka, Department of State Services. Onyilo Mary is called the Olori of her syndicate. Olori of the syndicate. Very active, soft-spoken, and gentle. Congratulations, sir. Ozochi Kenneth Nwoye, Department of State Services. He was the barrister of his syndicate. He always gave everybody a run for their words. Congratulations. Robert Clement, Nigeria Police Force. Another gentleman officer, hardworking, contributed immensely to the cause. The commandant is asking him where his roadblock is. Congratulations. Sadiq Yunus Idou, NAFDAC. Sadiq was very, very active in his syndicate. He was the welfare officer and also the secretary. Thank you very much, TG. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Permit me to invite, for the next batch of presentation, the Special Advisor to the Director General State Services, Alhaji Aminu Saleh, MNI. Ahmed Saleh, sorry, sir. The commandant says he should be assisted by Alhaji Aminu Chindo, FDC. Please, a round of applause for him as he comes out. The next participant, Sailu Tajini Tijani Akorachi. He was the Department of State Services, a fine officer, gentleman. He was the financial secretary of his syndicate, and he's popularly known as the ambassador to Sweden. Please clap for him. Sambo Habu Rabiu. You need to hear him contribute at plenary. Everywhere would be quiet. You can't bear talk when he talks. He made so much contributions. Please clap for him. Sanusi Adebowale Abubakar, Department of State Services. Another success story who contributed a lot to the cause, a gentleman to the cause. Congratulations, sir. Shazali Ibrahim, EFCC. He was the chairman of Syndicate 2, third term. Congratulations. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you, sir.
I now invite the president of NISS Alumni Association, Dr. Olayinka Balogun, CP retired, to do the next set of presentation. Chogunle Ebenezer Adenekon, ICPC. Chotayo Isaac Olufemi, Department of State Services. Ukoa Chidi, Department of State Services. Umar Usman Shuaibu, Nigeria Air Force. Thank you very much, sir. The president of Alumni Association. I now invite the royal father of the day to present I'm very sorry for that mistake, sir. The royal father will be the person to present to the last batch of the graduates. I now invite the Amaya number of from Rivers State to present the next set of certificates. A round of applause to the Amaya number. The next graduate is Yelwa Deo Dauda, Federal Road Safety Corps. Yusuf Awa, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation. You can see that correlation. The Honorable of Kala Ogoloma Kingdom from Rivers State and is presenting certificate to staff of the NNPC. A round of applause. Your Royal Highness, we are very grateful, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Hassan Yusuf, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Thank you very much, Your Royal Majesty. Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause to His Royal Majesty. I now respectfully invite His Highness, the Emir of Bichi, Alhaji Aminu Adobayero, to present the last batch of certificates. Oyin Vincent Shukudi, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. The last but not the least of the graduate for EINC 12 is Umar Mohammed Tuko, Nigeria Immigration Service. I will give a round of applause to His Royal Highness as he takes his seat. The Commandant would like to share a joke with the course participants.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My friend, the DCG Custom is just passing an information to me that if you are wearing anything with foreign component above 50,000 naira, you have to pay duty before you leave this hall. Thank you very much.
Can we give a round of applause to the Commandant? We are now on goodwill messages. First, to present the goodwill message, and thereafter induct the new fellows, is the President, ISS Alumni Association, Dr. Olayinka Balogun, CP retired. The President, sir.
The chairman of today's occasion, DG Express, Royal Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to stand on the existing protocol. I should be happy to be here this morning or this afternoon I was there 10 years ago as the Commissioner of Police and a set among the first set for this institution. And so it's a big privilege to be here 10 years after. Not that I've not been coming here, I'm coming, but at least today, it's 10 years today, or at least 10 years this season that I was there as a student, as a participant, and then today as president of the Alumni Association. I should thank God and be grateful. Today marks another milestone in the life of our alma mater, the National Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, as it graduates the 12th set of participants of the EIMC. I want to congratulate the Institute for this feat and all of you that have passed through the rigors of this program, and you are now holders of the prestigious Certificate of Fellowship of the Security Institute. It is important that you realize that your capabilities to influence national policies and programs positively have now been greatly enhanced. Much is therefore expected of you more than ever before, and this couldn't have come at a better time than now. We are all aware of the government's deliberate efforts at restoring our lost values as a nation. Corruption, indiscipline, and other vices are very much present in our national life. Insecurity arising from terrorism, kidnapping, and other problems are also issues that are almost attempted to drag our nation backwards and then adversely affect our image internationally. We must therefore be concerned and deliberately identify ourselves with government efforts at trying to see that we change our attitudes and start doing things correctly. We cannot be seen to act differently. We are therefore trained to be change agents, and this we must justify. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, it was decided that the best way, or one of the best ways, graduates of this institute could collectively impact on policies and programs of government and the community was to bring them together through a common platform. And that's why the idea of Alumni Association was developed by a few members who have made personal sacrifices to bring the Alumni Association of the Institution of Security Studies to fruition. I therefore urge all of you, outgoing participants and graduates, to identify with us. Once again, the association wishes to congratulate all of you for successfully completing your study, and also congratulate the director and all directing staff for the success of the program. I will now formally induct you by virtue of the powers conferred on me as the president of the association. Can I have all of you standing up and remain standing? I hope you have your pins there with you. The fine is 5,000 if you don't have it. Only. With the permission of the DG and the commandant, your father, I have a chairman here. Yes, madam. Yes, madam is the chairman. Yes, madam. Yes, the chairman. She was the chairman of our panel on community policing. By the way, I just picked up a degree, a PhD degree in community policing. I'm proud to say it anyway. She was the chairman of our association when we were presenting the report. So, with permission of service chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, and my prof, my teacher, I want everybody to touch the pin. Just touch your pin. I hereby, on behalf of the Commandant has not called my attention to the fact that you are paid. You know, I'm also a lawyer. I love people paying. I love fees. The commandant says he's not sure that you are paid, but I think I will plead. And there's a revenue collector here, who is also a member. So I want to plead with the commandant I won't be able to say that. Okay. So, the commandant said you have not paid. So if you have not paid, you know what to do. I want to formally welcome you as members of the National Alumni Association of this institute. I wish you the best of luck, and please identify with us.
Please be seated. Still on goodwill messages, I now invite General M.L. Aguai, CFR. Please present good message to the graduates.
The chairman of this occasion, our royal father of the day, the DG, SS, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will, to the participants who have just graduated, you are welcome to the fold of complete security. I said complete security because if we want security in this country, no one service, no one organization can get it alone. We must work as a group. And I'm glad that we now have a National Institute for Security Studies. And as members of that institute, we must learn, now that we have trained together, we must learn to operate together. We must learn to keep this friendship that you have established so that others will copy. And I'm sure with that, our country will be more secure. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Can we give another round of applause to General? Next, to present good message to the graduate is Air Vice Marshal C.D. Otegbade, representative of Chief of Defense Staff.
The chairman of the occasion and our royal father, please permit me to specially recognize the last speaker, General M.L. Aguai. I shared a very personal joke with him this morning. I will not repeat it. But I want to tell Augusta that I have moved to 15th floor. I'm no longer 13th, sir. Thank you very much. The chairman, sir, let me, on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, the other services chiefs, and then particularly members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, first of all, congratulate the Director General of the Department of State Services for the unprecedented recognition that has been given to this institute, that it has now been recognized as a National Institute for Security Studies. Like my mentor, General Aguai, just mentioned now, it is a great leap that now we have all manners of ADAs, that's government organizations, that are involved in one way or the other in the security architecture of the country that are not trained together. It's a very welcome development. So, sir, I congratulate you on that great feat. Let me also congratulate the commandant of this great institute for the successful completion of another course. By providence in my career, I've had the good fortune of serving in many of our training institutions. And I know that it is not an easy task. but it has been a rewarding one that you have produced this large number of professionals cutting across diverse organizations. So I want to thank you and congratulate you on that feat. I also want to place on record the great collaboration that the Armed Forces of Nigeria has been having with all other agencies of government that are involved in managing security of the country. Like the DG mentioned, he paraphrased two important truths. The fact that a people will always perish if they lack knowledge. He also paraphrased Sun Tzu when he said that the best way to win a conflict is not to even engage the enemy. For you to achieve that, he said it, that what you need is intelligence. As members of the armed forces, even though we have our own intelligence outfits, but we can only go as far. We need all the other agencies of government that are involved in intelligence gathering to complement our effort so that all the tasks that Nigeria expects us to do to secure our borders will be achieved. And I'm sure that the DG will attest to the fact that the Chief of Defense Staff has been championing this cause. All activities that have involved the security of the country, the Chief of Defense Staff and the services chiefs have taken it upon themselves to make sure that the collaboration exists across all board. So I want to, on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, pledge this continuous support to all our security agencies and indeed the nation in the onerous task of keeping our country safe. To the graduating students or participants, I want to congratulate you on this great feat. Like one of the speakers said, I think the DG said, now when you get back to your organizations, you know, like what he said, to whom much is given, much more is expected. So I congratulate you and wish you all the best. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. Representative of Chief of Defense Staff. Next, to give goodwill message, is the representative of the Vice Chancellor of University of Ilorin, Professor Noah Yusuf.
The chairman of this occasion, His Royal Highness, other distinguished invited guests here, and in particular, my former chancellor here, Professor Isiaq Olanrewaju Oloyede, who is currently the Chief Executive and Registrar of Bank, also Deputy Vice Chancellor, Nansara Sukua State University, and my friend, Professor Yemi Akinwumi. Also the Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja, Professor Abdurrashid Nahala. Other distinguished guests who are here. The University of Ilorin entered into joint collaboration with the then Institute for Security Studies in 2010 or thereabouts. A short while after the establishment of the Center for Peace and Security Studies in 2008-2009 session, the center was established during the tenure of Professor I. Oloyede, now Registrar JAMB. I think we need to give applause to him. The collaboration between the University of Ilorin and ISS then involves training, research, staff student exchange, and academic publications. Since then, the University of Ilorin has, through the Center for Peace and Strategic Studies, enrolled and graduated over 150 fellows of this institute. I think we need to applaud that. I should state here, Sazama, that graduates who completed the executive management course here are expected to graduate to the University of Ilorin for the second part of this program to take the MA Peace and Security Studies in the University of Ilorin. A number of these fellows of the institute are further enrolled for their PhD studies, many of whom have completed their program, and I'll just name a few. Dr. A. Abdul Karim, who is the first PhD student of our center, is here. Just a few days ago, precisely on 24th of October 2019, another fellow of the institute, namely DIG Celestine Okoye, defended his PhD thesis in the University of Ilorin. He's now a Dr. DIG Celestine Okoye. And very soon, a few days' time, we're expecting Oko Francis, Onkan Obisong, and others to defend their thesis. Also enrolled on the PhD program, some of the participants here are the following. Mrs. Folashade Adekaya Oja, who is in a stage of the PhD program, Mr. Kele, and others. The University of Ilorin actually rejoices with and congratulates the National Institute for Security Studies. In view of the new status by the sign of the acts by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, which upgrades this institute to National Institute for Security Studies early this year. I am happy to report that an MOU was signed between the university and institute in July this year to reflect on the new status of the institute. Our hope at the University of Ilorin is that the partnership between our two institutions will continue to work stronger by day. There is therefore the need to explore more areas of opportunities for collaboration and partnership to drive the utmost benefit of the two institutions. The ever-soaring status and able status of the Beta Baro University, the University of Ilorin, is no doubt invaluable asset to any partner institution. In this regard, I congratulate the prestigious National Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, on the strong partnership between it and the prestigious, foremost citadel in Nigeria and the most subscribed university in Nigeria, University of Ilorin. I think we need applause for that. I wish to use the opportunity to congratulate today's graduates who are to be converted with the prestigious, who have been prestigious fellow of the institute. That has been done a few minutes ago. Your 9 months of hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and diligence have yielded the honor and glory which you got today. Applause to you. Please do not relent in the display of these noble virtues in course of your service delivery in your respected posts. Our dear country Nigeria requires your knowledge, your skill, and your service to assist our tackling the current security, political, social, and economic challenges which it faces. As you prepare the second leg of your program at the Center for Peace and Strategic Studies, University of Ilorin, I wish to assure you the readiness of the university administration to provide conducive environment for you for learning throughout your duration in the university. Once again, congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Can we give another round of applause to the representative of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin? The Chairman, sir. It might interest you to know, sir, that those who have been privileged to be part of this great occasion can easily become an honorary fellow of the Security Institute. How? I believe is the question ruminating in everybody's head. NISS is a knowledge generation sharing institution. All studies that the graduates have passed through have been documented and published and currently on sales by the ushers. If you truly want to be an honorary fellow of the Security Institute, just beckon on those ladies, those ushers, and ensure you get the complete collection. There are 5 for this session. When you retire back home at your study, digest them. You have just commenced a distant learning leading to the award of Honorary Fellow of the Security Institute. At this juncture, I invite Nka to take the last goodwill message from our international participants.
Thank you very much, Karim. Before I invite Maxwell, you already know that he is the first international student of the National Institute. And just before we allow him to depart to Ghana, we want to hear from him. Maxwell, please. Round of applause for him. I am sure Maxwell will be given a title in Nigeria before he leaves for Ghana.
Thank you very much, Inka. Chairman, sir, please say, Chairman, say. I'm learning the tonation. Thank you very much. Please permit me to adopt the already established protocol. My name is Johnny Maxwell Ni Ashi, from the National Security Council Secretariat. It's my privilege to have been called upon to present a goodwill message on this remarkable journey of my career. 9 months ago, when I was informed about this course, I must admit that it was difficult for me because I was asked to decide whether I should come here or I should stay. The reason was that my wife has just delivered a bouncing baby boy, which I have not been named. So I had to quickly organize myself, name the baby, and leave. And that's the reason why I joined my other colleagues on 1st March 2019 to start this course. But this morning or afternoon, as I stand here, I want to say that I'm very proud to be among the graduates of the Executive Intelligence Management Course 12. I am very honored to be part of this group. As an international participant and a pioneer, my absence is easily noticed, but I cannot avoid being mentioned due to the template of the National Institute for Security Studies. The Institute has graciously highlighted my being part of the Executive Intelligence Management course at every occasion organized by the Institute, including local, state, and foreign tour, social nights, and even today, the August occasion on our graduation day. This always gladdens my heart. Through my short stay with the National Institute for Security Studies, though this is my first time of being in here, I have learned from the different cultures that makes Nigeria unique within the South region. At least I can confidently say I have learned how to fold my bariga very well. I also learned to eat some sumptuous cuisines of this great country, like bitter leaf soup, afan, semo, Eba, Amala, and the others. In fact, I count myself the luckiest one for being part of this unique set of EIMC 12 participants to be awarded Fellow of the Security Institute under the upgraded National Institute for Security Studies. Thank you very much, sir. My takeaway from this course is to become an ambassador of the Institute wherever I found myself in the course of my career, by radiating the depth of knowledge and experience gained during this course. Commandant of the National Institute of Security Study, Alhaji A.S. Adeleke, FSI, MNI. I would like to also acknowledge the Director of Studies, Dr. A.M. Wali, FSI. All eminent faculty members, say thank you very much, and all support staff for all that you did for me. To all EIMC 12 graduates, I say kudos, congratulations, and I thank you all for showing me love during this 9-month period. Finally, I would like to admonish my fellow colleagues of EIMC 12 to lift their eyes beyond the details of today
Mo Afansu. Definitely he can go. We'll give you please another round of applause for him. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very fruitful day. We are rounding up gradually on this event. But just before we take the presentation of souvenirs, I know we have been talking to the graduates. I know they have a word for us. We will not leave without listening to them. It's on that note that I invite the Monitor General of EIMC 12, Mr. Enoch Power, for his response on behalf of the graduates. Mr. Power.
Chairman, sir, permit me to stand on already established protocol. First of all, we should thank the Almighty God, Alpha and the Omega, who began and ended this program with us. Similarly, I would like to congratulate all graduates of the Executive Intelligence Management Course 12, including myself. I would like to try to sum it all by saying, we thought of ourselves being in the right place at the right time. Accordingly, I, on behalf of all my colleagues, give honor to the present and past Directors General of the DSS for the invaluable insight of establishing and cultivating the institute to its current status. It is hope that going forward, the Institute can only get better in standard and competitiveness with its global counterparts. It is on this note that I would like to particularly appreciate the foresight and efforts of the current DG. Sir, thank you. You have written your name in gold for ensuring that the bill for the upgrade of the Institute was finally signed by the President and Commander-in-Chief. You are amiable Commandant of the Institute, Alhaji Ayodele Salim Deleke, MNI, FSI. Thank you, sir, for the servant leadership qualities. You have championed the revolution of the course curriculum by enriching the contents of the course and attracting scholars, technocrats, career consultants, and leaders of sound thoughts as our guest lecturers. Permit me to also thank the Director of Studies, syndicate coordinators, syndicate supervisors, and all faculty members for their contribution at syndicates and general sessions. Contributions of non-academic staff, especially in the following departments: canteen, accommodation, clinic, secretariat, technical, administration, are also highly appreciated. However, there were moments of discomfort and challenges. 3 graduates during the course took ill and underwent medical procedure. During these trying moments, they were not abandoned. The entire course participants and the management of the institute rose in solidarity with them. We have total confidence that the special committee for the restructuring and upgrading of infrastructures in the institute, ably chaired by the former DGSS, who has served as a director of the institute, Matthew Seifa, MNI, would not forget to consider accommodation and other extracurricular activities in the institute towards making the environment better learning place. So first to say, as pioneer set of NISS, we have sought for an opportunity to give back to the institute that has made us better managers today through what we call the Legacy Project that the EIMC 12 initiated. Recall that the construction of the gymnasium for the institute was put on hold, sir, while at an advanced stage at the instance of the management. We humbly appeal to the special committee to grant us the opportunity to fulfill our commitment to the institute even after today. My fellow graduates, I thank you all for the cooperation and support extended to me as your Monitor General. We are here today celebrating our success because we worked for each other. Everyone has their own share of excitements and stories that they will carry along in life. It has not been easy, but we have reached the end of the hurdle. But as Michael Scott sums it, the day we stop learning is the day we die. Therefore, I encourage us to sustain the same spirit that we have shown, the sacrifices we have made, the sleepless nights we endured, future endeavors. Let the syndicate group assignments, friendship nurtured into interagency business and even bilateral relations between our respective MDAs and countries. To my special guest of honor, other invited guests, family members, and indeed everyone present here today, I say on behalf of my colleagues, the graduates, thank you for coming to celebrate this special moment with us. Finally, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to once again say congratulations. Thank you, and God bless you.
I think the head boy, EIMC 12, deserves a bigger round of applause. It's time to appreciate our guests that have honored us on this occasion. With due respect, I invite the Director General of State Services to present plaque to the chairman of today's occasion, Senator Ibrahim Gobir, Senate Committee Chairman on National Security and Intelligence. The chairman, sir. Next, to receive flag from the DGSS is Honorable Danjuma Shidi. I now invite representative of Chief of Defense Staff to receive flag from the DGSS. Thank you very much, sir. I now invite the chairman of today's occasion to present plaque to the royal fathers in the congregation. I now invite the Amayanabe of Kala Ogoloma Kingdom to receive the plaque of the DGSSS. Thank you very much, sir. I now invite the Secretary to the State Government, Niger State, to present plaque to the Permanent Secretary, Special Services Office, Dr. Amina Shamaki, MNI. Next to receive the plaque of the Director General is Permanent Secretary, Federal Capital Territory Administration. General M.L. Agwai, CFR, we also received the plaque of the Director General State Services. Other dignitaries on this occasion will now receive flag of the Commandant, National Institute for Security Studies. I now invite Commandant, National Defense College, to receive the plaque from the Commandant, NISS. Representative of Controller General of Customs will also receive flag of the Commandant, NISS. Thank you very much, Commandant. I now invite Mr. Mike Ijiofor to present plaque to the representative of Controller General of Immigration Service, DCG Grams Nuruddin, FSI. Next to receive flag of the Commandant is representative of the Commandant General, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Thank you very much, Barrister Mike Ejiofor. I now invite Registrar JAMB, Professor Isaac Oloyede, to present back to Major General Adebayo. A round of applause, please. Registrar JAMB will also present flag to the representative of I now invite Director of Studies, National Institute for Security Studies, to present flag to the representative of COMMASHA, Federal Road Safety Commission. Next to receive the plaque of the Commandant NISS is the Deputy Director General, National Intelligence Agency. Thank you very much, Director of Studies. A round of applause, please. I now invite Commandant, National Institute for Security Studies, to present flag to the Vice Chancellor, Nasarawa State University, ably represented by Professor Akinwumi. Thank you very much, sir. I now invite Director of National Assembly Liaison, Mrs. Olufunke Amos, FSI, MNI, to present flag to the representative of Vice Chancellor, University of Ilorin, Professor Noah Yusuf.
Training.
The chairman of the occasion, the royal father, the DGSS, ladies and gentlemen, I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion on behalf of the Department of State Services. Let me first of all start by giving all glory to the Almighty God for making today's occasion a success. I also thank the chairman of the occasion for his thought-provoking address, and also I thank the royal father of the day, His Highness Alhaji Aminu Adobayero, the Emir of Bichi, for his presence and blessings here. I thank everyone for coming here for this occasion. Everyone is special. And as we'll be going back to our various destinations, I wish every one of us journey mercies. And as I end this vote of thanks, I would like to say a grand applause. I want each and every one of us to give each of us a grand applause for being here. I thank you very much, and I say the Lord bless each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. We appreciate you. And on that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, sir, we have finally come to the end of this event. But just before we go, a brief announcement, please. The National Institute, and indeed the Director General State Services, appreciate your being here and has made enough preparations for your entertainment. On that note, we wish to announce that the Chairman, the Royal Father, and members of the High Table will be entertained at the DG's holding room just behind this stage. Every other guest here, you are all distinguished. We appreciate you. The National Institute had made provision for you